Welcome to the Whitwam Wealth Real Estate Podcast. Today's episode title is Real Estate Investing Vision for 2025.
Welcome to the Whitwam Wealth Real Estate Podcast with Scott Whitwam, your blueprint to financial abundance. Settle in as we explore the mindset and methods for wealth building through real estate.
Welcome back. I'm Scott Whitwam. I'm glad you've joined me today for this episode of REI Vision for 2025. I hope you had an incredible Christmas. This is the last podcast of the year, and I just thought it'd be good if I could talk a little bit about real estate investing vision for 2025 as we come into this new year here in about a week. Whether you're making resolutions or setting goals, it's important that we have some reason that is significant enough so that we will keep them. One of my coaches years ago said that our goals should be big, hairy, and audacious. Something that stretches us and allows us to grow. I want to touch on 5 areas that every investor should have written resolutions or goals for going forward into the new year. Number 1 would be spiritual goals. This, I think, is very important. And the reason why it's number 1 is because this actually focuses not on yourself, but about how we can be better for others. And I've run into people that say, well, I'm not a religious person, or other people that, hey, I'm very religious. But I think setting spiritual goals, what are we going to be like so that we can help other people be better is really the message of transformation that I think that the Bible brings, that many other religious ideas brings, is about how can we be a better person to help humanity? How can we help other people be better? And so I think it's important to set spiritual goals. Myself, I set goals around where I want to be as a person. How can I make myself that person that helps to benefit this life that I'm living? How can I benefit the people that I interact with? How can I help those less fortunate than myself? How can I have more joy in my life? How can I have more peace in my life? Because if I have more joy in my life, and if I have more peace in my life, the people around me will also experience the benefits of that. I don't know if you've ever been around a real grouchy or self-focused person. I've always enjoyed being around joyful, giving type people who have a real outlook about how we can make other people's lives better. So I think number 1 is to set spiritual goals. And notice that I didn't start with financial goals. You said, well, I'm a real estate investor. Shouldn't I be starting with business and financial goals? As we go through these, I put these in order for a reason. Because if we can first work on ourselves, then we can help others. And so I think spiritual goals are very important. So for me, I'll set goals about the time that I spend reading, meditating, being involved in things that help me grow into the person that I want to be. Self-help books. What books do I want to read this year in order to make me the better person I want to be? How much time do I want to spend reading the Bible so that I can make myself that person that can benefit others and bring about some transformation, not only to myself, but to those who are around me, my coaching students, for those who I'm in transactions with, those who I'm in business with, those on the job sites, those who are, in the classroom. How can I increase that? And so I think it's important that you take time and set your own spiritual goals, how you want to see yourself being able to impact others. Then I think it's important. Number 2 would be to set personal goals. Some people have said, well, I've always skipped around on setting personal goals because I felt they were really selfish. But personal goals help motivate us to continue to achieve the other goals. What is it that you would like personally in life? There's nothing wrong with desiring to have certain things in life. I mean, the reason why we work hard is because we want to obtain certain things. And it doesn't matter whether you're working a job, no matter whether you're working at Safeway or at the coal mine or whether you're working at the, power plant, it doesn't matter. We're all working to obtain certain things, whether it's a good retirement, whether it's a vacation, whatever it is. But we need to have personal goals. There's got to be things in life that we would like to obtain. Maybe it's for you, a classic car. Maybe it's a new watch. Maybe it's a motorhome. Maybe there's something that you want because you like to camp. You want to be able to get out. Maybe you want a bass boat. My neighbor, he's a competition bass fisherman, and he has a couple different bass boats, and he goes out on competitions. For him, that was his enjoyment, was bass fishing, and he got so good at it that he started joining competitions, and now he's got some really nice bass boats because he set some personal goals for things that he wanted in life. His job helped to put him there. The money that he made helped to put him there. So, spiritual goals, I think, are number one. Personal goals, I think, are number two. It's important that we have personal things that we want to achieve for our life. They're like the rewards in life for all of the hard work we put into the different aspects of the things that we do as real estate investors. Number three, I think it's important to have family goals. Goals about your relationships. I call them family goals. You can call them relationship goals. You can call them whatever you want. But I think it's important that we have family goals. And a lot of times people go, well, I've never heard of anybody setting, relationship or family goals. But the things that are important to you, that you make important to you, that you're willing to work towards making better, they become better in life. So your relationships can be better in life if you set goals for what you want to have out of your relationships. Now, it can be with siblings. Maybe you want to have a certain relationship with your siblings so that you can maintain friendships and lives together. So one of your goals may be picking up the phone, grabbing your cell phone, picking up and calling a brother or a sister or a distant cousin or something at certain intervals to make sure that you keep those relationships going. Because it's very easy in the relational or family area to forget about, your brother, your sister, or those type of things. So you can set family goals. What about, in my case, what about a marriage, right? So I'm married. I got an incredible wife. We didn't make 40 years just because we stumbled through life figuring it out. We had to set some goals in life, some things that we wanted to achieve together, and places that we want our relationship to be. And we had to write it down. We've had to, make provision for it, and we've had to work those forward. What about your kids? If you have kids, what about goals for your kids? I mean, if your kids are 3 or 4, you're going to have different goals than you have for kids who are 17 or 18 who may be getting ready to go to trade school or college or maybe enter your business with you. And maybe at some point you actually develop family goals where you sit down with them and talk about how they think and see themselves fitting in to your plans going forward. Because if your goal is to have your kids work in your business, but their goal is to go off to college and become an astronaut, you've got some different things at work. So setting these goals help to keep our future moving forward. And for 2025, we want to have strong relationships and strong families. I don't want you spending 6 months out of the next year trying to fix relationships with your brothers, your sisters, trying to fix relationships with your kids, trying to figure out how to keep from being divorced from your husband or your wife. If we develop goals and work on those goals of bettering our family relationships, our investing future becomes much stronger. Number 4 is health goals. Now, we get a lot of people who set resolutions. I mean, here we are 6 days away from New Year's, and we got people thinking about, well, you know what, I'm going to set this resolution. I want to lose, 50 pounds. Maybe I want to stop eating, fast food. Maybe I want to stop doing things that, are destructive to my health, and I want to start exercising. There are going to be more health club memberships sold in the month of December than at any other time of the year, as people are making resolutions to get healthier and do better. But we need to take those health goals and write them down. We need to make them specific. What is it that you're really trying to achieve? One of the reasons why I think most resolutions fail in the area of setting, of trying to achieve something or resolving to do something is our resolutions never really become goals. They're more like dreams. I want to lose 50 pounds in 20 days. I want to lose 100 pounds in 90 days. I want to have a beach body in 60 days. And it's something that it's not necessarily that attainable. I mean, think about it. It took you 5, 10, 30, 40, 50 years to get in the condition you are today. Going to the gym and lifting some weights and getting on a treadmill for 30 days may not revert back 50, 40, 20, 10 years. It may take some time. So you can write down the big goals, where you want to be. Maybe you want to get cardiovascular fit. Maybe one of your health goals is to go and have a body scan so you can find out what your arteries look like. Go have a physical so that you can find out what your body's like and work towards taking steps to achieve longer life. Maybe you want to change just one meal a week of what you eat or don't eat. Maybe you want to, abstain from eating food once a week, and that's one of your goals. But I can tell you, as somebody who has implemented fasting in their life before, sometimes what you have to do is you have to learn how to skip a meal before you start skipping an entire day. And so you need to set goals that are big, but make objectives so they're obtainable. Health goals are set more and resolved more than any other, but make it so that you can achieve them. Because if you don't have your health, you're not going to have an investing business. So it's important to set health goals, and don't just take your health for granted because you're 25 or 35 or 45 years old. Start thinking healthy now and develop those good habits so that it can lead to long life. And then the fifth area that I have for goal setting is our business and financial goals. Now, I would say one of the biggest issues that I see for people is, especially real estate investors, or actually investors in any area. I've been in business, for 40 years. And a lot of times people only want to set, when you meet with them, it's like, hey, have you set goals? Yeah, I set these great business goals. I set these great financial goals. I set these great sales goals. But they haven't set any of the other goals. They haven't set any health goals. They haven't set any family goals. They haven't set any personal goals. And they haven't set any spiritual goals. All they've set is the business and financial goals. And the problem is it is hard to obtain the business and financial goals if all the other parts of your life are falling apart. So set big business and financial goals, because what you achieve in your business financial goals will help support all of the other goals that you have in life. But make sure that you take some time and write your goals down. Make them specific, make them shareable, so that you can, when you talk with somebody, you can share with them what it is you're working on obtaining or resolving in your life. If your goals are not written, if they're not personal, and if they're not meaningful, you will likely give up on them. And I don't want to see you give up on your goals going into 2025. I want to see you accomplish your goals. But do a smart thing. Make your goals a whole package. Take all 5 of these points and build goals in each area. Make them big. Stretch yourself a bit. Try to get someplace you've never been before, because then you will be the person you've never been before and experience success like you've never experienced before. I think that if we take some time and seriously write our goals, make them plain, make sure they're meaningful and personal, they will become beneficial. And you can do this in the business and financial area also. Look at what it is that you really want to achieve in business. I can tell you that there are some times where I've set out on a goal in business and realized after working through what I wanted to obtain that I wasn't willing to pay the price it would take to get there. And then what you have to do is you're going to have to modify, or you're going to have to change your goals. So that's a whole part of this goal process. We got 6 days before the new year. we just finished Christmas. We're getting ready. You've got some time to write these down and then figure out what it's going to take to obtain those goals, and make sure that you're willing to pay the price for them in the area of business. Whether you're launching a new business, whether you're trying to take your business to the next level, maybe you're just trying to start your real estate investing business, whatever it is. Maybe you're trying to transition from doing real estate investing part-time to full-time. Write down the objectives or the steps it'll take in order to fulfill that goal. And then same thing with financial goals. If you're trying to obtain a certain level of financial income, then you've got to work that back and see what steps you need to take in order to get there. And then build on the little wins when you're formulating that. Find out the things you can do that can create little wins along the way, so that you have times and points to celebrate. And you do this in all 5 of the areas. When you achieve something in your spiritual or your personal, whether it's your family, your health goals, or your business and financial goals, always find celebration points. It will help keep you motivated for going forward. I'm looking forward to hearing about your real estate investing success in the coming year. And I want to hear about how it's been a blessing to you, how you attained your goals, how you've reached your big, hairy and audacious goals, and that your life is actually better because you took time to look at the whole picture of goal setting, and that you're a better person on the inside, able to help people. You've changed some of the personal things that you wanted to do. Your family relationships are stronger, your health is better, and your income is also better. Now, that's all I have for this week's Whitwam Wealth Real Estate Podcast. I want to thank you for taking time to join me. I invite you to subscribe today and be part of our growing community, and leave us a review. If you have any questions, we'd love to hear from you. You can always find the Whitwam Wealth Real Estate Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart Podcast, YouTube, or wherever you enjoy listening to podcasts. This is Scott Whitwam. Be sure to join me on the next episode of the Whitwam Wealth Real Estate Podcast, where we're wealth building through real estate. Happy New Year.